Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and we're in Watch Dogs Legion. So if you've ever watched this channel before, you'll know that I'm probably going to make a video about something random in gaming, which I am. And as usual, I'm going to tell you where I am in London because. So we're on the South Bank because of the way the river turns round in London and bends round. You can see over there with the chimneys, that's Battersea Power Station, iconic building in London, featured on an album cover by Pink Floyd in the 70s. But because of the way the river bends round, you can see there's the Houses of Parliament, Westminster, on the other side of the river. And if we come round here, you will probably see that how Battersea Power Station is actually on this side of the river. So we're on the South Bank. I've come to a quiet church courtyard because it's nice and quiet for me to make the video without people walking past like they do in real life. Anyway, today's video is something I hadn't intended to make any video about. It's not quite like the normal ones I make about gaming issues, but it's something that I saw come up in a number of videos I just saw randomly that I was kind of watching on YouTube, and I hadn't expected to. I don't know why I saw them, but the subject is, why do women think that men who play games, or a lot of women think that men who play games, video games, are stupid or silly or childlike? And I saw that one of the things was that in a survey, women online on dating sites voted it as the least attractive thing men did. And I was like, oh, come on, really? So number one, first off, in the current society where we're supposed to respect what anybody else does, if you identify with being a bush or a cat, then we should respect that. It's very abhorrent, actually, that women still have this idea and think it's okay to have that idea that men who play video games are childish or stupid or losers. That's very bad in the first place, because they should really have moved on from that idea. It's an idea that I remember sort of being around from when I started playing video games many years ago, and it's kind of sad that it's still around. And continuing from that, obviously women play video games. I've had girlfriends that play video games, I've got friends that play video games that are female, with women on YouTube, plenty of them that play video games. So that's, again, it's like, well, women play video games too. And I don't think any men that don't play video games would look at a woman that plays video games and think they're a loser or sad or weird or childlike. And actually, I can't think of anything that men would think women do as an activity. I'm not talking about characteristics like not having a sense of humour, that's the same with men and women. But I can't think of any activity that women do that men would generally think, oh, that's a no-no in dating. I can't think of anything. So I think it's sad that women have that attitude. I think it's also wrong for lots of reasons, which I'll explain, which I'm sure if you obviously play games, if you're watching this, you'll know anyway. Number one, mainly, there are numerous activities that women do, and men do as well, but we're talking about things women do, that are ridiculously dumb. Let's just pick one of the most obvious ones: watching reality TV, Big Brother, Celebrity Something, Love Island, all these things. More women do that than men. They do, that's just what they do. And it's a completely dumb, pointless, unskillful waste of time. I'm not saying that there's any reason they shouldn't do that. It certainly wouldn't put me off dating somebody. I've, again, obviously known people and know people that watch those things. But men wouldn't look at that on a dating site and think, oh, what a waste of time, what a waste of life, I'm not dating you. And that is a complete waste of time. It's completely pointless. You use low skill, no brain to watch some people that are basically probably actors anyway, or being told what to say, pretend they're doing something in reality, which doesn't affect you or anybody. And yes, I get that that's escapism, just like watching action movies or reading books, but that's fine. And I'm not saying anyone shouldn't do that. But if we're going to compare dumb, stupid, pointless things people do, come on, that's much more dumb and pointless. Secondly, obviously, as we know, video games take quite a lot of skill. They're not easy. Often they're very difficult. You learn different skills from video games, believe it or not. Women don't think that, who don't like video games, but you do. You learn things about the world that you'd never have known. You learn things about other places because games are set in other places. You learn skills that you wouldn't necessarily have. And that may or may not be a reason people play games, but you certainly do. You learn more from playing a game than you learn from playing and watching Big Brother. So they're hard to play sometimes, they're difficult, you use skills. Playing them is not easy. And yeah, it's a pastime, it's a game. Just the same as playing Monopoly on a board game, just the same as reading a book, just the same as listening to music, just the same as watching Big Brother, just the same as watching a movie, just the same as going to the theatre or watching ballet or anything else people do. And none of those things, and I've listed quite a lot, and that's not counting sporting things, and there's loads of things that are just things people enjoy doing. And why gaming is singled out by women as a thing that losers do, or men that are childlike or haven't got lives do, is quite beyond me. It doesn't make sense. I've had it happen to me. I remember about a year ago, actually, it's not that long ago, a woman I was talking to online, and I said I play video games, and she was like, oh my god, how old are you? And I was like, get lost. And I kind of said that actually, because I thought, you know, how old are you to be that insulting about somebody who's doing something that's, you know, fine. And the other thing about video games, which I think is important, is there's so many things, toxic things, bad things, harmful things to the environment, things that are dangerous, things that are very unpleasant, things that are disruptive, that people, not just men, people can do in the world as pastimes. And video games doesn't hurt anybody. You don't go out and do anything antisocial to anybody, you don't hurt anybody, you don't influence anybody else, you're not getting anybody's way, you're not taking up anyone's travel time, getting in the way of going places, you're not crowding up the subway or the buses. It's free once you've got a system and you bought the game. It's a very harmless pastime compared to many. And yeah, it's not aggravating to anybody, you're doing it in the privacy of your own home. So it's one of the most simple and non-intrusive pastimes you can have. And even then, it's still sort of looked at as being weird and strange and sad. And again, that's just ridiculous. And I know from my life and from, you know, reading these articles and what I know from when I started playing games, that women that don't play games, many of them will always look at people that play games as stupid and sad and losers. But I don't know why, and I don't know why they think they have that right, because as I said earlier, if men picked a thing women did, and let's just pick watching Big Brother or reality TV, and decided that all women that do that are losers and sad, women will be up in arms saying how awful that is and they have the right to come back and relax and they don't know what they go through in a day, which is fair comment, because people do things to relax, like playing video games, hello. So I think it's just kind of it's bad. It's generally bad that women still think they have the right to judge men on something that in general in the culture today, with diversity and everything else, people don't generally think they have the right to judge anybody in doing, except guys that play video games, which is just, like I said, wrong. I'm not going to change anybody's mind, because everyone watching this channel plays video games, and anyone that doesn't, and if you're a woman and you don't like men who play them, you're not going to change your mind. But it's just something I wanted to say, having watched those videos, and it's just something I wanted to comment on. Anyway, thanks for watching Guessagaingaming. I'm sure you've all got thoughts on this. Until next time anyway, take care and bye for now.